Hi everybody, it's Rocco. Listen, this is gonna be a tough one. This is why I'm sitting in the car. I took a walk, I got a cup of coffee, and I actually sit down and kind of plan out what I'm going to talk about because I have so much to say. Okay, I already have people that I invest in along with me about the technology and how I'm going to make a difference through social media because I'm 71 years old. I've been through enough in my life that I could talk about it. And with all the analytics and all the technology, my audience is, from 18 all the way through 65 and older. So this theme for this lengthy video is going to be in 1969 during Woodstock. I loved, being raised in the 60s and the 70s because it was the music, it was unbelievable. So this theme for this video is going to be the song titled Evil Ways by Santana. So try to listen to that. You could go on Google or YouTube and listen to it. But you know what? I always liked the beat, but I didn't know the lyrics because I never listened to the lyrics. It was like what moved me was the music. And I was not a musician. So I really respected the artist. I've seen Carlos Santana at least 5 times in my lifetime. And I just thought he was a dude, the way he played. And he sat back on the stage. He wasn't in front. Take a look at some of his videos. And that's why he always had a different singer and so on. But the guitarist, oh, wow, he was unbelievable. So anyway, Evil Ways is this theme. It's about, of course, betrayal. We've all been betrayed somehow, some way. At my age, 71, I've been kicked in the balls so many fucking times that I'm trying to help you understand that you can get through this. I'm getting so many comments from people on YouTube especially about divorce, integrity, betrayal, adultery. It takes courage to bring this up and go on social media, and I could feel the pain. I've been divorced twice. At the age of 33, that's a different life cycle. I was just building my career. I was just mastering my upswing. I had it all, okay? And then I divorced a second time at my decision at 66 because my wife at the time was tearing me down. Clients were tearing me down. People were tearing me down. Family members were tearing me down. And that's the reason why on YouTube I formulated the 5 pillars of success. Why? Because in that life cycle, you're in between. The foundation is about your foundation, is your upbringing, your mother and your father, your family members, your neighborhood, your friends, your education. I mean, that's your foundation. You start building your value system, your own value system. The church will possibly mislead you, okay? I learned that later in life, okay? Whether I'm going to heaven or hell as a Catholic, okay? Now, the foundation, then you move into mastery. And the mastery is when you decide and you pick your choice of career, you pick your choice of a mate, you pick your choice of your friends, you decide whether you want an addiction, whatever that may be. And that mastery pillar is at least 20 years. The problem here is there's setbacks during that time. My son always says, hey, Dad, it's about life-work balance. Bullshit. You haven't been through life yet. In my life, in most people, 50 to 80%, it's divorce, work chaos. Yeah, it's fucking chaos. Now, we talk about mastery. Then you end up in transformation. When you hit transformation is when you need to change and you have to redo your life, reschedule what your beliefs are, because you only live once. It's your decision, not your mother, not your father, not the Catholic Church, not all this. You're on your own, man. You're on your own. Okay? And that's transformation. I've been through 71 years. I've transformed so many times. I'm in it right now through social media. And I can't believe how many people are responding to this, because I hit a nerve, man. I hit a nerve. And I've been a workaholic for 50 years in my industry. Yeah, I made a living. I made some money. But guess what? It's my integrity. That's what I want you to think about, is your legacy, what you want to do. And you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I'm learning technology. I'm doing things that I have no clue what I'm doing, including videos. I have a team that's helping me get through this. I have a lot of questions. I'm a very curious guy. That's why I've been independent all my life when it comes down to my career. I'm unemployable. I had to do my own thing because I didn't respect very many people. I have no heroes. When I was a kid, I had heroes, more or less athletes. Yeah. Not anymore. My parents were my heroes. Then I realized they're only human. And my mentors that really cared about me, we call them unprofitable relationships. Because I was always about making money, making the opportunity, and make it into a financial win. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people out there trying to hurt you. Okay? You're going through that transformation. You're going through it. You have to reinvent yourself after the setback. But that setback could be an opportunity. I'm going to start the car here. So I just want to give you a heads up that that's why I keep talking about picking the right horse. If you could pick the right horse in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, you're fucking lucky. Because who can you really trust? After that transformation, you go into independence. That's where I developed over the years. I'd say I was single for 22 years between marriages. Yeah. So I gained independence, living alone, solitude, and so on. I had no shame because I had employees. I had friends. I had kids to raise. That's where I sacrificed. That's where I served, I should say. But I did good things. I did things that my parents did. Role model. But my parents weren't perfect. They didn't understand generations. And I picked the wrong horse. I picked the wrong horse many times. And I grew from every one of them. And it'll never happen again, right? And then it happened the second marriage. Of all that 22-year wait, I fucked up. I picked the wrong horse. Well, guess what? I survived. I was independent, and that's why I chose to get divorced the second time at 66 years old. I'm not going to do this shit. I'm not going to do this shit anymore. I'm going to relive and transform myself, go back, become independent, stay independent. Now I'm in the fifth pillar, legacy. I'm passing on my learning experience. And I'm doing it through video, through publications, through telling the truth. Telling the truth. This is what happens. What I'm trying to say is you have an opportunity to learn and take these steps. Here's the thing that people don't realize, because I want everything done A, B, C. You can't plan that. The timeline is not yours. The timeline is God's. And that's what I believe. My purpose, I had to go through this life to be able to do this, to help people. People are writing to me saying, Rock, you always talk about always bring joy. Fuck you, Rock. I'm like, I get it. I'm realizing through this experience that the joy is about you. The joy, you have to bring joy to yourself. The only thing you could really bring to others is your role model as a person of integrity. I learned in my lifetime, through my parents on top of it, is integrity always wins in the end. It always wins in the end. Hard to do. Hard to do. So I'm sitting here talking about the people, the 5 steps of success. Go on my YouTube, listen to it. I'm kind of crazy. I'm just kind of formulating it. Okay? But this divorce topic, holy shit, it's taken off. I can't do that on TikTok with these kids in Vietnam because that's my audience. I'm becoming Uncle Rock. Everybody know, I don't know if you know what Uncle Rock means. Uncle in Vietnamese is respect of someone that is like an uncle that will help you grow, help you through tough times, reinvent yourself. They call Uncle Ho Chi Minh, Uncle Ho. And for me to get called Uncle Rock, oh my God, I love that. But I can't talk about the 5 pillars yet because they're so young. They haven't hit it yet. They haven't had the setbacks, except what they saw in the war and their grandparents and so on. And a lot of people get satisfied with that's their heritage. That's what they were dealt. It's not true. You got to create yourself. You got to be someone else. You got to be your own person. And it's not going to come from a partner. It's not going to come from a girlfriend. It's not going to come from a wife. It's not going to come from the kids. I'm going to start putting this on LinkedIn because a lot of the people on LinkedIn are 25 and older looking for something. But I also understand it's career driven. I'm trying to say your career will obviously develop. You know, some say I've been blessed. Some say I've been lucky. Yeah. But guess what my parents taught me? My father would walk in, and if you were sleeping, when he was going to work, he'd open that fucking door. Get up. Go to work. That's all was said. And by the way, when I heard that belt coming out, his open belt before he was going to work, as he's closing down his belt, you were up in seconds before he walked those 10 feet to open your door. Yeah. We were afraid of my father. I'm one of 11 kids. You had to work. It wasn't about school. We were told, hey, think about making sure you're out of the house by 18. With 11 kids, you can't blame them. My mother, my father? Yeah. So that's the first thing you got to do is get off your ass, get up, do something. I'm sitting in the car talking to fucking YouTube and video because I had to get up because I have another appointment to meet another one of my mentors to break bread. That's how I learn things. Breaking bread, talking to people older than me that have been through it. I'm 71. The person I'm taking out to lunch is in their 80s. And I'm going to learn because that's how I suck up information. How do you reinvent yourself? How could you keep going at 85 and still be happy? Because that's the ultimate goal, is to be happy. It's in one of my books. My mother said, the goal is to be happy at death. No regrets. My father's 100, and he's still going. He's not giving up. Teaching me every day. But I don't bring problems to my family. I'm going to solve my own problems. So Uncle Rock is basically a mentor. And I'm going cross borders, cross countries to help other kids because they didn't have the opportunity. When I look at LinkedIn, my 11,000 contacts, I'm like, get up and go to fucking work. Just get up. Open that door, go have a cup of coffee, take walks, sit in the car, and quit complaining. There's no excuses. Let's not talk about, the divorce, the setbacks. Please help me. No. It's called entitlement. I'm not going to do that shit. Okay. Evil ways. Keep thinking about it. Life-work balance. Nah. It's divorce. And the divorce could mean other things. It could be a loss of a career, a loss of a job. But bottom line is get to work. Because there is chaos. The older you get, the more chaos you're going to have. It could be your kids. It could be drugs. It could be alcohol. It could be food. It could be a woman, a man. The big issue is many, besides the finance, is the infidelity / adultery. That kills people. That kills people. People commit suicide for that shit. Why? For a person? Fuck that. So that's my message for today, man. Is I'm changing my ways because I'm getting fucking sick of the shit that's happening around the world and they come back to me. I want to be positive. I know it's hard. The solutions are you. They're in you. No outside people, no attorneys, no ex-wives or husbands, no alcohol, no career, no money. Nah. It all comes here. You will find yourself. I'm not much of a coach. Hey, my father was tough, man. And you know what? 71 years later, I still remember him saying, get up and go to work. I was 9, 10 years old. That meant go get a paper route. Even though I was playing hockey, baseball, I wanted to do everything. But work was number one. Because we paid rent, room and board. You make $50, $10, $5 would go on the table. All 11 kids until you're 18 and get out of the house. Go create your own life. Yeah. My parents were brought up through the Depression. They saw it. And their parents were immigrants. They're first generation. So I'm going to be hard on you. I bowl now for fitness and just to get out. And I call it stress relief. You're going to laugh. In my car, I got stress relief. Okay? I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but here's another one. You know what this is? It's a stress ball. It's with me 24 hours in bed. Some people have gotten back to me, hey, Rock, how's your blood pressure? Don't worry about me. God's built me like a fucking tank. I will die. Yeah, I will die. But I want to take my mom's message. Die happy. And the happier I am, I'm going to pass that on saying you could be happy. You could be happy. But you got to go through the life cycle of what God's got you here for. Soon as you find out your purpose, It's the best thing. I found my purpose when in my 20s. I was that lucky. I had kids. I went through divorce. I built a business. The business turned on me. I've been fired. I've gained wins. I've got wins, losses. The book by Lou Holtz, Wins, Losses, and Lessons. I bought that book and gave it to all three of my kids when they were still in college. I raised my kids and 150 employees, and I took everybody to heart. And everybody tried to fucking tear me down. But now, as you age, I won. I've always been a competitive dude. I won. And that's what this is. This is my win I want to pass on to you. Not evil ways. No excuses. No, this is not about me. It's about you. And I'm saying be careful, be careful, be careful, because you could fucking shoot yourself in the head. That's because you don't have faith or hope. Faith and hope is very important. They say don't worry. What? I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about my kids. I'm worried about my grandkids. I'm worried about you. And here I'm going to adopt the whole fucking country in Vietnam. Why? Because to me, they're my kids. And they fucking suffered that Vietnam War. I wasn't in battle. I was blessed and lucky not to go through it. As you can see, I take it serious. But hold on, man. Every day is different. Get up. Sleep on it. Get up every day because the opportunities are going to come to you. Damn it. Why I'm so emotional? Because I see it. I see it in my loved ones. I see it in the responses. What people are going through. People that can relate to Uncle Rock. But you got to do it yourself, man. So always bring joy. When I say that, it's to you. Bring joy to yourself. But as I mentioned before, integrity wins in the end. Got it? Integrity wins in the end. So listen to Evil Way Santana, listen to the lyrics, and say, fucking, I beat that. See, that's the other thing. My dad heard in his independent living facility, he said that he had heard over the last couple of years that there was a gentleman that died at 103 and another one at 107. And my dad said, you know what? I can beat that. You see what I mean? That's one badass, man. That's what keeps me going. I'm 71. I got a chance to hit 100. And that 100 is taking care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, and so on. And this is therapeutic for me, this YouTube, these videos. And my grandsons and my granddaughter's going to see this. I'm going to hit you right in the eye, right in the head. Wake up. And I have, since it's almost 40 years since I went through my divorce. First divorce. My brothers make fun of me. Which one, Rock? Yeah, but guess what? I kept a career going. I paid my bills. I became independent. And that's the reason why I did the 5 pillars of success. What's success to you? To me, it's to, at the end of the day, die with dignity and be happy. Here's one more I got for you. Because no matter where you are in your life cycle, go on AI and ask AI to write you an obituary. I told my kids, I said, yeah, I don't want my kids writing my obituary. They don't know who I am, what I went through. That's what I'm saying. Go on there every week and see if you've progressed. Got to get rid of this past of divorce and lost career and who fucked you, who you fucked. Bring joy to yourself, and integrity wins in the end. I'm telling you right now. I've been there, done that. And it's very quiet. My father at 100 he always used to say, Rock, and to his 11 kids who were all alive, be low key. Be low key is really to be appreciative, gratified, or gratitude. Be humble. Be modest. And I get it. I get it. Things aren't going to define me. I'm low key. I got a simple life. And my life is now to help others and stay healthy. Emotionally, mentally, physically. Time flies, man. 71 years old, I can't believe it. Fuck. All the shit that I've done. I could go back to 1969 and talk about Evil Ways with Santana, which I was rocking, man. I was having a lot of fun. I was just getting into high school. In fact, I skipped school with 2 other guys to go see the movie Woodstock. And I'm out of St. Paul, Minnesota, which is very blue collar. Actually, was probably lower middle class. Yeah. So, okay, this is it. You're going to see it on YouTube. You're going to see it on LinkedIn. You're going to see it on TikTok. And my audiences are all a little bit different, but it's all the same globally, internationally. That's how I'm coming across. So I want to thank you. Always bring joy to yourself. Integrity always wins in the end. Got it? Okay. God bless you. You'll be hearing from me again.